Hello and welcome back to Drive Driver Driven. My name is Humble, and instead of working on the car today, I've actually got quite a bit of news to cover, so I want to get into it. First off, it's June, it's Pride Month, so that means the Rainbow Mohawk is back in action, nice and vibrant. For those who don't know or haven't been following very long, I do this every June for Pride. So the second item here is Ultima have announced a new car, the new Ultima RS, a new pinnacle build from the factory, which if you haven't seen it, I'll put a picture up here. It's based on the Evolution, but goes that much farther. They've changed the front, they've changed the back, new lights front and rear, more venting. It now accepts the LT series engine, so the LT4, the supercharged LT5 from Chevy, which I think in the Ultima tune make about 800 horsepower for the LT5, which is more than enough. I got to see this in person at the factory. And actually, that's the reason I couldn't take any pictures or video at the factory, is because they had that demo car there, and I got to pick over it with Richard. And I think we spent a couple of hours there at the factory going every little detail bit by bit. And so, again, I can't thank Richard and everyone at the factory enough for just taking time out of your day to walk through it with us. That also means that since I haven't ordered my replacement body yet, I am going to go with the RS spec. Unfortunately, that means that the body replacement is going to take a little bit longer. So I'll come back around to that in the future. But for now, yes, I will be upgrading to the RS spec. It's not super straightforward. There's a couple minor mods that need to be done to the chassis, but elsewise it is pretty much a complete new body. Now, as I mentioned, the Ultima is going to be a little bit back ordered for the body because there's going to be a long run up and a lot of demand for the new model. So I was expecting to get my parts this year, but now I think that's going to be bumped out, and I don't think we'll be able to really get back to the Blunicorn project until next year, and that's pretty unfortunate. So I've known that for a bit, and I've been on the hunt for a new fun car, either a kit car or something that I can drive and take to track days or just run through the mountains. And while I was in the UK, we went and toured the Great British sports car manufacturer, GBS, and they've had it's a Lotus 7-esque car. It's their own design, but it's called the GBS Zero. And I wanted this for a couple reasons. I've always wanted a 7, and I've wanted a convertible now for quite a while. So it sort of checks those two boxes, but touring the factory with Anthony, who's one of their principal engineers, he kind of shot straight with us and showed us a lot of stuff that maybe he shouldn't have, but it also put a lot of faith and a lot of, I guess, education really as to what it is they do, the efforts that they make to produce the parts that they do, the engineering behind their chassis and all their bespoke parts. That same company also runs kit spares, and they have kind of a higher end kind of horsepower parts bin, you could say, called ATR, where they make shocks and intakes, ITBs, and that sort of thing. And so we kind of got a behind the scenes look at all of these, and Anthony made it very easy to not only fall in love with the company, but really appreciate the work and effort that they put into their parts and their cars. We did go out for a ride in their 2.5-liter test mule, which was a complete blast. But I think I was well sold before we even got to that part of the demo. So I have ordered a GBS Zero. It's a, as I said, a little Lotus 7-esque kit car. And I'm working out the last of the details now. I have put my deposit in, but I'm expecting that to hopefully arrive later this summer, early fall, and we can get that built up. And that's not a replacement for the Ultima. It's just something that we can drive and build while we're waiting for the Ultima parts. I do like having these two very different cars. The Ultima is the ultimate. It's the highest speed, the highest handling, kind of full crazy mode. And the Lotus 7, while ridiculous in its own right, is slower, nimbler, I think more fun. It's a much better kind of mountain car, a street car. It kind of dials the fun to 11, whereas the Ultima dials speed to 11. So I think having both cars in the stable will be, it'll kind of fill all needs and fill all the gaps that we're missing with just one or the other. So I really can't wait to get that build started, and look for more news on that in the future. All right, so I think that's going to do it for now. I just wanted to quickly make a video to kind of report on the news that's been happening, because there is a lot. I did want to bring up the Ultima RS because all of my accounts have been blowing up with news on the RS. So yes, I'm getting it. Yes, we're doing the upgrade, and yes, I can't wait to get my hands on that. But in the meantime, we got the GBS Zero, and we'll get that build going. So for now, stay tuned and keep watching, and I'll keep you guys up to date with what happens next.